Couldn't find much online about putting a Thule roof rack on a Tesla OEM roof rack, but the short answer is yes, they will fit. Let's have a look how it's done. One thing to remember is the max weight is 20 kilograms per bike, and on the Tesla roof rack system, the max weight is 75 kilograms. So inside the box is your roof rack, of course, and then you've got your fittings. These attached to your Tesla roof bar. You've got your keys for security and also the rest of the fittings. And you've also got the instructions. So let's start with step one, and that is to pop off your end caps. So they're on here. You should be able to do this with your finger. It just comes straight off. To do this, I'm just going to depress the rubber here on this T-track, and then I'm going to slide this in like this. So what you may find is that these are quite stiff and a little bit difficult to get in, but just push down with your finger in front of it, and then it will slide in a bit more. And then just push them along. If everything's brand new, I just use a bit of grease or Vaseline. If you haven't got any, don't use WD-40 because that will dissolve that. Just using a little bit of grease just makes them a lot easier to slide on. I mean, it's not really easy, but they will go in. This is what they look like when they're in. So you can just see they're snug in there. They're not really going to go anywhere. They're very secure fitting. There's the back one. And what I've done is I've tried to line it up as best I can for when the roof rack goes on, when the bike rack goes on. One thing to note is I'm only putting one bike on here. If you're putting two bikes on, you put the other one roughly in the same place. If you're putting three bikes on, you would alternate which bike is facing forward. So that way the handlebars don't jam with each other. And if you put four bikes on, this is going to be quite far over here. And there's a very slight curvature in here, as you can see. So the end bikes will kind of lean out very slightly, but that's just the way it is. So for the next step, I'm just going to offer the roof bars up. I'm not very tall, so I've got a step ladder. And I'm just going to see how close I got to where the pins are. So that one needs to move. That one's in. So I've just moved this pin that way slightly, and I'm just trying to get this one in the right place. Just bring it forward a bit. So this drops down. There we are. They're on. So I'm just going to check that this is in the right place. This all looks good to me. It seems nice and straight. If I come around the back here, let's check it's, yeah, I think that's spot on. So you've seen these Thule racks before, and normally they're black and silver, aren't they? But just look how good the black ones look when you look at the black tones on the car as well. I mean, I really think you shouldn't get the black and silver ones. You should get the black ones. And I'll link to them in the description so you get these exact ones. And also these amazing hooks I found, which make storing your bike racks when you're not using them so much easier. So when you're completely happy, the next step is to fit these in. These keep it all nice and secure. One of them's got a lock in, and it just needs to go on the same side where this one is that's got a lock in. You just pop this little bar in like that, and then it's just a case of screwing it down until it's properly on. It's worth noting that on the back one there are two holes. There's that one there and that one there. But if you look here, you can see this one has an indicator to show you it's for the track here. So you put it in that one. So you get a feel for these. Now, I would say that is too loose. I'm going to go twice. You can see what's too tight. And that is too tight. So that I can't even get that down. So I go back one. And then you heard that reassuring snap. That's just right. When you do the one with the lock, make sure it's in. So make sure that that's actually engaged down there. And then you just lock it on. That gives you extra security on your roof rack. So one thing you can do, and make sure you don't do this, is you can actually lock it but not have it fully engaged. So make sure that that is fully engaged before you lock it. The next step is to fit these sleeves onto here, and these protect your wheels when you put the straps over. And before you put your bike on, these just tuck in the back here, and that puts them out of the way when you're putting the wheel on. Now, I know what you're thinking, only an idiot would lean his bike against his car, but I'm a bit short of hands. So I'm trying to line up the wheels of the bike with where they're going to go on here. It looks pretty good to me. And then it's time to pop your bike on. So I'm just using a step ladder because I'm not very tall. I'm just doing this all one-handed. So when that part's there, you then just wind this I'll try and come out wide, that's better. So if I wind this, you should see that that gets tighter on there. So you wind that down and make it nice and secure, and you want this close to your chain. You don't want this bar all the way up here or here. It needs to be right down here. One of the best things I like about these roof ranks is that that just fully encloses that bar. There is no way or chance that that can slip out of there as long as you've got this tightened up. It's a really good piece of engineering. And then once you're sure that that's fully tight on there, you just lock it on. And that gives you an extra piece of security in addition to making sure no one rocks off with your bike. Well, it's not full security, but you can see that's locked on and that's not going to work its way free easily. With the straps, you'll see that points upwards, and these are stiff, but they do turn. So get that at a good angle so that when you put this in, it goes in nice and easy. And you can secure that front wheel on there. Just need to do that again to make sure this strap is over this part of the wheel. So I've got that in the right place. That is as tight as it will go. And it's just time now to do the back one. And then I really recommend just doing final checks. So checking that they are on properly, the front ones are on properly, this one is locked, this locks in place, this is as tight as it can be. And then that's that, you're good to go. One thing to note is that when you're driving, because you've got a glass roof, you'll be able to see your bike. And like a plane wing, you do get some wobble, but that's needed to stop things from snapping off. I will link to these in the description, as well as the pinned comment, as well as those hooks as well. They are a lifesaver for storing your racks. Those links also help support the channel, so thanks very much. And if you want to know how to fit the Tesla roof rails to your car, then just watch this video here and that will show you exactly how to do it.